Welcome to Knit Together with Kim and Jonna. I'm Jonna.
And I'm Kim.
And this is our Merry Christmas episode.
Yeah, so Merry
Christmas!
And we have a little glass of wine.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.
And this is the first time I've sat down all day, pretty much. Yeah.
Yes, and she literally just stepped in.
Just stepped in dog pee.
As she was running to get her knitting.
Yeah, true story. And right before she got here, I have 2 potted plants in the sunroom, my fiddle leaf fig and a brand new Meyer lemon tree. And we have Diet Coke cans my husband drinks Diet Coke cans in the dirt so that he won't dig in there. And somebody thought we just were throwing trash in our potted plants. So, they were out on the back porch. I was like, why are there Diet Coke cans on the deck just randomly thrown out there? And so Teddy dug up. Fortunately, it was just the fiddle leaf fig because the lemon tree is new. So anyway, yes.
But we were getting ready to film out here. I was on my way, and she realized that
there was dirt everywhere.
Everywhere. Right
dirt
around
everywhere,
where.
And then fortunately, my daughter, who is newly pregnant, is on the pregnancy pizza diet to stave off the morning sickness. So we had, because we're gluten-free, so I don't really order pizza, but we had a big pizza box, and so I cut circles to fit the pots and to cover the dirt so that he can't dig in them.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
That was pretty genius.
Yeah, it is. You just thought of that on the fly?
I did.
You've never seen it anywhere? Brilliant.
Well, I thought I would put like that bird netting, but I couldn't find it in the shed. And you were on your way over, and you're like, "Can you set up the lights? And is the gimbal charged?" And I'm like, "I have no idea."
Yeah, and I was only asking that because literally right after this, I'm going to I had my first Christmas concert, my second Christmas concert, my third and my fourth Christmas concert. Tonight is my 5th Christmas concert.
Wow.
And on Sunday, Christmas Eve, is my 6th and final Christmas concert. So,
oh my goodness.
Yay.
And she laughs at me, and I tell her I can do only one extracurricular activity a week. That's like all my brain can handle. So
that's fine.
But I did want to say that, so I've had my Meyer lemon tree for 2 weeks maybe, and it has blossoms on it, and I am so excited. So it's self-pollinating, but I read that you have to take a paintbrush. I keep looking at it because it's over there. You have to take a paintbrush and like pollinate the flowers.
Oh, okay.
Because it'll produce more fruit.
Oh, nice.
Because it's not outside. I will put it outside though when the weather warms up. But I'll wake up in the middle of the night and yell at my husband, "Where's the lemon tree? Did I remember to bring it in?" Because we're in an unheated sun porch. So, but I have it in here so it can get the daylight.
Yeah.
But this room gets cold. So
yeah.
It's supposed to be frost tolerant down to like 40 degrees or something. Anyway, all right. All that to say that maybe next Christmas we'll have Meyer lemons.
Yeah, that would be nice.
It'll be exciting. So, forgive us, but we have not ever talked about our Rhinebeck weekend. And we're really late to the party. And by now you've heard all the stories. So we'll just kind of quickly, do you want to go quickly just through?
Yeah, let's start with the road to Rhinebeck at Pick Up Every Stitch. Just a quick summary.
Yeah. So I think when I found out that Amy Palco was going to be visiting with Rebecca Clow, I suggest, and she mentioned visiting Pick Up Every Stitch, and then I mentioned it to Karen and Felicia, and I said, wouldn't it be fun if we had like a little brunch, or we, could sit down and chat with them before, people arrived into the store. Well, it turned into this big thing that Karen and Felicia organized, and there was food and drinks and things, and before we knew it, so they were meeting Mega, Skeins of Dreams. Hi, Mega.
Hi, everybody.
So it was the first time that we had met Mega also. And so we knew Amy Palco and Rebecca Clow and Mega were going to be there. I had mentioned it to Casey from Young Folk Knits, and she wasn't sure at the time, how much time they were going to have. I think they landed Thursday morning. So this is Thursday before Rhinebeck. And then there were several other podcasters there who, like I met Nora from also known, AKA Nora Knits, also known as Nora Knits. She was there.
Yeah.
And she was just
So lovely.
Yeah, I made a beeline over there because she's just so
She glows.
she does. She's just a very bubbly, very warm person, and was wearing this beautiful. It looked woven. I don't know the name of that stitch. It's like a basket weave stitch. Cardigan, I believe. And so it was just so compelling. And I had to go over there and say hi. And then I met her. And then
Beth McDonald Stone was there from Bermuda.
Yeah.
And also, of course, our besties.
Yes.
The Knitting Posse.
Yes.
And the boys.
Yeah, Kevin and Ray from Needles at the Ready. And then
I think Moondrake was having a trunk show that day too. So we got to meet oh dear.
Rachel.
Yes.
Rochelle.
Rochelle.
Sorry, Rochelle. Hi, Rochelle.
Hi.
From Moondrake. And she had some beautiful new yarn that she had just dyed. And we were oohing and awing over all the colors. So I did pick up a skein of Fairy Godmother, which is a beautiful lavender color. So.
Yeah. And then two of our members who had never met each other got to meet.
Yeah, on the road to Rhinebeck. So Pat was coming up from
Maryland or Virginia. I always forget. They're right
in
next
the
to
Washington, D.C. area. Yeah. And Mercedes from Connecticut was she was just down for the road to Rhinebeck event, I believe. I don't think she went to Rhinebeck.
Oh, really?
No, I don't think so.
I thought she did, but I don't know.
And she brought cookies, and they met for the first time in person. And so we've all chatted at our member 3 Zooms every month, and so they know each other from the Zoom calls. But it was the first time that they met in real life, so that was really fun.
Yeah.
So it just was.
Yessie from Yessie's Designs and her 2 lovely children.
Yes.
Her daughter is the young girl who thinks Jonna looks like a princess.
She might not think that anymore.
So we got to meet her in person, and she brought us gifts. Jonna's said Jonna on it, and mine says Kim on it, and it's full. There's still some of the goodies in here, but I've also taken some of the goodies out. But that was so sweet that they brought a little gift for us.
And thank you to everyone who gave us gifts. And just keeping it real, I have seriously not even unpacked from Rhinebeck. And that was in October.
Yeah.
So I've just thrown bags in the corner in my yarn room and haven't gone through everything yet.
Yeah.
And you brought over a bunch of stuff, gifts and giveaways and things.
Right, things. Because I was actually reorganizing, because I talk about this more in episode 23, which we did already film, but it will air in January. But I'm finally back living in my actual bedroom now, which is nice. But I've done a lot of organizing and putting things away. And anything that I knew that I personally wasn't going to use, I gave to
my
Jonna.
house.
Sorry. And I said, here, add this to the giveaway pile and things that we can send
And so
to
I have
people.
a box of giveaways and things, which we're hoping to add to. I really need to get on the computer and order some things from Twice Sheared Cheap, who is our, we are affiliates of Twice Sheared Cheap.
Yeah.
A woman-owned business.
Yes, and I'm not going to talk about it today, even though this is even though this is our Christmas video, because I'm not done opening all of my Advent gifts. I got their Advent calendar way back in June. I think I ordered it.
Oh, wow.
So I've been opening a gift every day, and this was one of the surprises. A little project bag with polar bears on it. I'm using it today. So probably we're going to do a short New Year video. I'll talk a little bit more about. Will I? No, I don't know if I'll have it all.
Well, she's been posting every day on Instagram all the little goodies that are in the bags.
Yeah, so just go to my Instagram and you can see all the goodies.
The funny thing is, she ordered the box and the box itself was damaged.
Yeah, well, the outside packaging box was very damaged, and I thought, oh no, the insides are going to be damaged. And then I opened it up, and unfortunately, the Twice Sheared Sheep box was also damaged. The one that was like the beautiful
holding
box
all the boxes,
that was holding the Advent calendar. Then I was worried that something inside, but I figured, like, what's really breakable? The first day was a coffee mug, and I knew that was breakable, but I opened it and it was in perfect condition. So I posted about it that first day and apologized for the messed up looking box, and immediately Twice Sheared Sheep contacted me and said, no, we'll send you another box. And I said, don't worry about it, it's fine. But they did anyway.
And I went to the post office and I was mailing prizes out to people, and they said, oh, you have a couple of packages. And I was like, oh, we're not expecting anything. And then there's this big box from Twice Sheared Cheap. So I called you, and you were like around the corner.
I said I didn't order anything.
I know. So we met at Starbucks and opened the box together. And it was a whole other advent calendar minus day one, which was the coffee mug.
Yeah, because they had run out.
Right, which she gave to me, which was amazing.
Yeah, the entire.
And I love this little bag.
It's so cute, right?
Because when I travel to my daughter's in Connecticut, I throw all my makeup in one of those Clinique, those free Clinique little pouches that they give you when you get like a gift with purchase. But the makeup doesn't fit in that bag. So that is my
perfect
new
size
overnight makeup bag, and it's the perfect size. So anyway, that's what I use mine for.
So eventually I'll share everything, I guess, in a video. We'll see all the different things that were in there. But you can go to my Instagram if you're on Instagram and see every single day as I open it. And I was thinking, every day I open a new box. I mean, if I really was, I could open them all and take all the pictures on the same day, but it ruins the surprise.
Right.
So every day I'm scrambling, like, when am I going to open the box? Do I have enough daylight? Do I have enough? But yeah, so.
And speaking of other gifts, so what was in also at the post office box was a gift from one of our viewers, Rachel. I just had to laugh. I try this on everybody. I'm like, you have to try this. Ready?
I did.
Okay. I'm always afraid my hair is going to get sucked into it like a vacuum cleaner, but it hasn't happened yet. But yeah, it like gives you that wind-blown look.
Yeah, it's a fan. It's a personal fan for the summer or when it's warm. And you can make it
like full.
What if they can hear it? Look, her hair like she's in a photo shoot.
I know.
My hair doesn't move though.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, wow, that is strong.
It is strong.
So thank you so much, Rachel.
Thank you.
We love them. We can't wait to use them.
Even in the heat of summer.
Yes.
So I may just wear mine like around the house.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Those hot, humid days. Oh my goodness.
Or today when you were running around getting ready and you were sweating.
I know. I had to take my sweater off. I was wearing my the sweater I wore in episode 23 because I've worn it every day.
I love it that you wear it so much.
Yeah, yeah. I really
it's beautiful.
Love it.
Celeste sweater, right?
Yes, but I can't do housework in it because the sleeves are on the longish side.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so that was Road to Rhinebeck.
Yeah, so Road to Rhinebeck. And the cool thing about that day was that they were going to do, Amy and Rebecca were going to do, and Megan were going to do some sightseeing in Sleepy Hollow, which is the village where I live. And they wanted to go to the cemetery, and it happened to be closed. So I said, hey, why don't we just hang out at my house until our dinner reservations, because you were going to meet us at the restaurant. So I'm sitting in my living room with Amy Palco and Rebecca Clow and Megan, and I'm thinking, okay, what kind of alternate reality is
this? Real life?
That they're at my house.
Because we totally fangirl. Like,
totally.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And I have to say, they are exactly who you think they are, and they are even more lovely in person. They're exactly who you think they are. So that is always kind of thrilling for me, you know?
Yeah.
And so we chatted here for a little bit, and Teddy just loved Rebecca, and Rebecca was just all over him. It was the cutest thing. And then we met you at the restaurant, and we had a lovely dinner and chatted till about 11:30 at night.
Yeah, it was just the 5 of us. It was really, really fun.
It was so nice. And did we talk much knitting?
I think I asked each person how they got started knitting, but I don't remember. I don't remember now. It's so long ago. And sorry we haven't posted about this, but really, I think literally since Rhinebeck weekend, I caught some sort of upper respiratory thing, and I tested multiple times for everything they test for, and it was always negative, and I just couldn't get rid of it. And for like 6 weeks.
Maybe it was fall allergies.
I don't think it was. I don't know, maybe. But I was taking allergy medication like they told me to, and nothing was helping. And every time we would schedule to film, we had to cancel. Right. And then the few times I was available, then some emergency would come up that Jonna had to, save the world.
I told her, I said, I feel like I'm in a circus and I'm the ringmaster. Like it's just
making sure everything runs.
Making sure everything,
And so it just never worked out. And even, as I said, I'm singing in all these concerts. I only went to one rehearsal for one of the groups, and I had to teach myself all the music. And then the other group I barely went to, but she gave me permission to use the binder. We were supposed to technically memorize, but she said, I told her I can either just not sing or no, just do the songs I know. And she said, no, just hold your binder. So that worked out great. Anyway, so back to Rhinebeck weekend when I got sick after we left. So then that was Thursday, and then we went out to dinner. And then Friday morning, I was going to pick Jonna up, and we were going to head up to Cake Palooza and what's it called? Woolen Folk.
Well, okay.
And I just had a horrible morning. My souvenir gorgeous mug from Nova Scotia, I knocked it over full of coffee, and it shattered on the ground, and just a bunch of other things too. And so I was late picking Jonna up, and it was pouring down rain. And as we were driving past the exit for Cake Palooza, I just looked at Jonna and I said, "Are you really going to be disappointed if can we just skip it?" I've never been to Cake Palooza. And we were like, Woolen Folk is a known thing. We love it. We know people who are going. Let's just go straight to Woolen Folk. So
big mistake.
Anyway, so we get to the area of Woolen Folk. Luckily, we were able to park just a couple blocks away on the street. We were already
not a big mistake that we went to Woolen Folk. Big mistake that we skipped Cake Palooza. Yeah. Just want to clarify
because we know that's very well organized, very well run.
Yeah.
So we get to Woolen Folk, and everybody's already rehashed everything. So we definitely were immediately surprised that there was no signs, and we were supposed to meet Amy Palco and Rebecca in the Scottish Yarn Festival booth, which
we couldn't even find. Well, no, it was in that
building. It was the very first booth in the mud in the parking lot. It was these people come all the way from Scotland. Anyway, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah. But anyway, so right then I was like, this is really weird. And then we went through that dark tent trying to find, I think you wanted to go find the lamp. I just wanted to leave, honestly. But anyway, so.
It was very spread out, different buildings, different tents. It was pouring rain. It was just hard to navigate.
I was already having a bad day anyway.
Yeah, and I was worried about you slipping and falling.
I did not wear. I thought the whole event was going to be indoors, so I did not wear real rain shoes. But anyway, so about that time I said, Jonna, what do you absolutely want to do at Woolen Folk? And we'll just do that, and then we'll go.
Yeah, and I wanted to go see Lamb and Kid.
And I think you wanted to see Woolens and Nosh too, right?
Yes, Woolens and Nosh, which was in that building. So we get there, and the first thing someone says to us is, don't go in that building. So we obeyed. And
we waited, yeah. And then we saw Amy over by this other building, and coincidentally, right inside that building was Lamb and Kid. So
it was just packed. The booth was absolutely packed. Yeah. And they had a beautiful location. It was well lit. It was right inside the door. Yeah. No rain, no mud.
Yeah. And Jackie was there.
Yeah.
And Jonna was wearing her.
Caitlin. Yeah. This is one of my FOs. I was wearing my Soho square, which I absolutely love, and had Jackie style it for me and wrap it around me. And honestly, I'm still figuring it out. But like, no matter how
it's gorgeous anyway.
You wear it, it's a different scarf every time you put it on. So this is actually the same color as the same yarn as the top I'm wearing, which is the Nightingale Crescent by Lucinda Iglesias.
In the color poppy, right?
Yes, in the color poppy. So I had this leftover poppy. So the whole scarf kind of built off that. And I had COVID when I picked out these colors. So
wow,
yeah.
In the parking lot.
In the parking lot with a mask on.
They're running colors.
And this side ended up looking like pretty collegiate. And I was like, oh, I'm not sure. So I picked out this crazy, like electric candy, is it called, or something? Sorry, I live near a hospital, and well, there's only one road in and one road out of this village, and this is where all the emergency vehicles go.
I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah.
Please, please, please let everybody be okay.
Yeah, so sorry about that.
But yeah, so then I decided, because I actually helped Jonna do a little bit of her Soho square.
Yeah, well, she's like, I'm not knitting on anything. Do you need help? And I never ask. I really don't ask for help very often.
She never asked for help.
And I just thought, you know what? She asked. She doesn't have anything to work on. This is easy knitting. Just accept it. Just accept it. And so
I picked it up a couple of days. She dropped it off.
It was not easy to do.
Yeah, of course. I was proud of you.
But if there's anyone in the world I trust with my knitting, seriously, it's you. Like the only hesitation I had was that we know that our tension is really different, but
I was able to match it really easily. Yeah, I tested how loose the stitches were on the needle when you gave it to me, and I just made sure that I kept them that loose, and it worked out fine.
And you can't tell at all who knit what. So she basically finished the whole electric pink candy section. Yeah, because I think I had just started a little bit of the blue corner.
Of the second half.
Yeah, so this has been the saga of, oh, I'm going to use this yarn and I'm going to use it up, but then, oh, I ran out, so now I have to buy this other color, and then I bought this other color, and then I think, oh, I'll just make another one, and then I later have like 10 skeins of fua. So
That's okay. You'll always use
it's the project that never ends, which is kind of like reminds me of the half and half triangles wrap. You know, like someone always has one of those on the needles. So I think this will just be one of those projects for me.
It's gorgeous.
So, anyway, I love it. Super warm too.
Yeah. So I wasn't going to buy anything. I already knew I'm not buying anything at Rhinebeck. I had just organized all my yarn in my new room, and oh no, I hadn't done that yet, but I was going to, and I just didn't have a place to put anything. So, but after working on this Soho Square, I decided that I wanted to make one, and so Jackie helped me pick out colors.
I know.
And that day, I walked away with these two. When we first got there to the booth, all the shelves were packed full of yarn, but I didn't buy anything then, because Jackie was going to help me pick out colors. And by the time we got back, before we left, almost everything was empty. So I ended up purchasing 4 hanks, knowing that I was going to make a Soho Square. And I sent Jackie a picture of the 2 that I took home with me that day. And then she picked out these 2. I don't know if you can see them. We're not editing or inserting pictures, but this is kind of a grayish. It's kind of gray, black, like dark, okay. light black.
It had a green cast to it.
Oh, it might have a little green to it.
It's hard to tell.
But so this is going to be my Christmas Day cast on. I'm really excited.
Awesome.
I have it all wound and ready to go.
And it's a really great pattern. If you haven't, if you're on the fence about it, it comes with 3 versions: a wink, which is a small scarf.
Right, sizes.
Then this is the
small, medium,
this
and
is the medium
large
size, and then the large size, which is on size 4 needles. This was on size 7, I want to say. Yeah, I would love to have several of these. So
yeah,
it just makes me feel put together, and now it's actually functional and warm. So
yeah,
I'm covering up my microphone. I'm sure you can still hear me.
You can hear it through mine.
Yeah.
So so that was basically Wool and Folk. We did go into the other building. It wasn't as crowded. And we went to Woolens and Nosh. We did go up the 5 flights of stairs to go to the top floor. And the top floor was actually beautifully, it's more well lit. There's more skylight, bigger windows. So
but I think a lot of people just didn't know it was there.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of people.
1 elevator.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we left there, and were we doing something else that night? I feel like.
Yeah, we went to Oval and Affair. Was that night?
Wasn't that Saturday?
Or was that Saturday? No, because I think we were all just exhausted.
Oh, yeah, it was that night.
Yeah, we were all exhausted thinking, oh my gosh, thank goodness we get to sit down.
Yes, yes. So that night was a Woolen Affair, which was a new event hosted by Catherine from Brooklyn General, Paula of Mayak, Amy of La Bien-Aimée, and Angela and Andrea, is that their names? Of Nitrino.
Oh, Nitrino.
And so there was only 2, it wasn't really a shopping event, there was only a La Bien-Aimée and a Mayak table, and people did shop, but it was at a beautiful farm, and it was just lovely. There were food trucks, the food was delicious, there were plenty of tables, there was a heated tent, there was a fire pit blazing, and there was a band inside.
And there was a bar.
A bar. Give me a drink.
There were tables to sit down at, and we were warm, and everyone was just exhausted.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah,
it was
beautiful.
It was beautiful.
We would definitely attend again. So if you're on the fence next year about going, get some tickets early.
And then Jonna had gotten us an Airbnb.
Yeah.
So my husband met us at the Airbnb before. Then we went to a Wool, right? And then we went to a Woolen Affair with him. He went with us, didn't he? Yeah, I can't even remember. And then we went back to the Airbnb, and that was lovely.
That was so nice.
Yeah, because then we were just a half hour away from New York Sheep and Wool the next day. So then we went to New York Sheep and Wool.
Yeah. We got there a little bit late, and that would be my fault because I was doing the ribbing on the neck of my academic vest.
It's so beautiful.
Oh, I love it so much. I feel very all creatures great and small when I wear it.
Yes.
And I hadn't done the ribbing on the armholes, but I was wearing a coat, so no one would know. So I was like, let's just go with it.
It's fine.
I had steeked it, so there was no worry about anything coming undone.
Mm-hmm.
And so I pick up the stitches, and I'm happily knitting my
Saturday
ribbing.
morning, the day of,
as one does, you know. And the center decrease was veering off to the right, and I was just, you know, I was following the directions correctly. So I call you over. I'm like, I don't know what's happening.
Because by then I was ready. I had gotten ready.
Yeah, she got ready first. I was sitting in this one corner of the little kitchen getting the best daylight.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, it's just not the way I want it to be. And that by then I was like, I still need to get ready, need to take a shower. And you were like, let me just do it. So I was like, okay.
She had already picked up all the stitches.
Mm-hmm.
So I just.
And I knit a few rounds.
Mm-hmm.
But then you said that the directions were wrong.
The directions are wrong. So I took it out. I took the rounds out. And I maybe I went back to the first round where she you had set up the knit purl. And then just where the decreases happen, it was just written incorrectly. So I just did what I know the way I know how to do it, and it turned out perfect.
Yeah. And I think, were you done in time? And I was, I cast off.
Did you bind off in the car?
I think I bound off in the car. Because
yes,
we took my car for the weekend. She drove because you like to drive.
Yes.
I was like, you can drive. I don't care.
Yeah, it was just fun. It was fun. I love participating in her projects. Now I feel like I'm with her when she's wearing them.
I thank you for making it so beautiful.
It's fun.
And I just love, can I just say, I love this.
It's gorgeous. It's really beautiful.
I
And of course so she wore that, and then I wore my Lunenburg the first day of Rhinebeck, and the first thing we did when we got there because we don't make plans for Saturday. We don't shop on Saturday because we want to meet, viewers and everything. The only thing we had to do, and luckily we parked in the back parking lot, so we were close to that building, the same building that
by the animals,
Starcroft Fibers, which is what her vest is made of, and also Green Mountain Spinnery is there, and that's what my Lunenburg was made out of.
In that building.
So we made a beeline straight there and got to show them our sweaters.
Yeah.
That was so exciting. And then after that, we just walked around. We said we were going to meet viewers at what time? 2 maybe, on the hill.
Yeah.
And there was a mass of Andrea Mowry.
Oh my goodness. I've never seen so many tessellated pullovers, vests, everything.
It was amazing. I mean, she's lovely, and there was the longest line, and she met every single person and then took a big, huge picture with everyone.
Yeah.
That was amazing.
She's really, really sweet. Her husband was there too, I think.
Yeah.
But I was telling Kim that this year it just seemed like a big party. It just seemed like hanging out with old friends and new friends and seeing people that we saw the year before and at other yarn festivals, and it was really fun. It was definitely less intense.
Right. And we knew what to expect.
Yeah.
And after the Friday, it wasn't raining, so we were just happy. I mean, I guess it did drizzle a little bit.
It did drizzle. And it was chilly, so we were excited to be able to wear all the woolies, too.
Yeah. And so we did make a walk through the main buildings up near the food area.
A, B, C, and D.
Yeah. And then we had decided to do our Cable 3 Zoom, from New York Sheep and Wool. We thought, it won't be raining. We can sit at a table and sit there and knit and talk to the people who are there in person. They can meet us there, and there were a lot. And then other people can join us via Zoom. But it turned out to be still kind of rainy, and everything was wet, so we couldn't sit down.
So we stood by that cider donut shack.
And who was there in person? Fernanda,
who came all the way from San Francisco on a whim.
And Tara.
Yes, Tara. And
we met her daughters. Beautiful. And then on Zoom,
we had Kathy from
Montana.
I always want to say Wyoming from Montana.
And Diana from California.
Diana from California.
And so we took a picture. I'm not inserting pictures here. I'm sorry. Maybe I'll put it at the end. But we took a picture with all of us and then holding the phone with, you can't really see Kathy and Diana on the phone. And
then Kim gets the idea to take them on a little field trip, on a little shopping expedition. So we take them into the building where Nash Ellen Tide, I don't know what is happening. Something not good is. Yeah, it's usually not this persistent. Yeah. But where we live, the villages are very small and close together. So when there's a fire or something, all the fire trucks from every village
department
come, right? And so And like I said, there's one rodent. It's one rodent.
Again, I hope everybody's okay.
Yeah. We had a really big storm here. Has it been a week now? No, it's been really maybe 4 or 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
We had a very unseasonable thunderstorm.
Yeah.
And a lot
warm.
of power.
It
was warm. It was 61 degrees. Thunder, lightning and thunder, high winds, a lot of trees down, power outages.
Torrential downpour.
Flooding. And so my daughter and her son came to stay with us because their power was out because they have
well water,
and their pump wasn't working. So they had
electric.
Not only did they not have electricity, but they didn't have water either.
Yeah.
So they came to stay with us. So we were hearing a lot of sirens for a couple days, but these are something else. So
yeah. So then we took Diana and Kathy with us down to Starcroft,
and I did some more shopping.
I did like an impromptu interview with Janny. That was fun.
Who dyes all the yarn.
Unfortunately, when I did it though, I didn't pin us, so it kept, even if Kathy or Diana made any noise, it would flip back to them, so we couldn't really hear everything that Janny said. Otherwise, I would have posted it somewhere because it was just fun. So we definitely have to do that another time.
Yeah.
Where are they located?
In Maine.
Oh,
I don't know exactly where in Maine. I should know that. I've ordered yarn from them so many times.
Mm-hmm.
When I was trying to decide on the colors, I was emailing them back and forth, and I think I bought every color of yarn that they had. But the one color I used that isn't theirs is this gold, and it's actually Rama phenol yarn, and it's the same gold that I used in my Nordiska. But when we arrived at Rhinebeck, she had dyed a new color.
The first thing she said was,
we don't have that color in our line. And she said, now we do. I realized that color was missing. So they have a color called cider, I think.
Nice.
Cider house or cider or something like that. So anyway, that was really special.
Very special. That's so cool.
Yeah. I just love that. So anyway.
So that was Saturday, and then we went out to dinner, just the 3 of us.
That was really good.
You and I at that little place.
In Millbrook.
Is that what it was called? Millbrook? I can't
remember.
That
little town we were in, Millbrook.
And then Sunday, that was really our shopping day. And the only thing I bought was Jonna's Christmas gift, a bag that she wanted.
Which I just got today. No, it's in the other room.
Yeah. And then you'll probably see it in an episode because she'll probably carry it to and from.
Yes. And so we have matching bags. I think I bought you a
Tenty bags.
Yeah. And did I already have one?
I can't remember. But
okay.
Yeah,
anyway,
I think so.
But it's big, like carpet bag, but it still doesn't fit all of our projects when we film. So
so I bought that bag with all the city names on it from Bunda Flicka, which is Maggie's farm. And when we were at Maryland Sheep and Wool, I think you saw one that you loved.
It's blue and has birds on it.
But they didn't have the size you wanted. They didn't have the huge one. So right after that, she said, oh, I wish they had that in that fabric. So I messaged them and I said, can I get one of those for Jonna? It doesn't have to be quick. It'll probably be for Christmas. And then when I went to Rhinebeck, I went to the booth and they said, we have your bag. So.
And it's so big, it will fit all of I'm like, got 47 bags when we film, and it's just like today.
And I also gave in.
No.
Sorry, go ahead. Keep talking.
No, I went to go get my husband's Christmas present, and I couldn't find my credit card because when we filmed at Pick Up Every Stitch on Tuesday, I just throw everything wherever it will go, and I had my credit card out because, of course, I bought some more Fua because, of course. And so can I just say what I got my husband for Christmas?
Yeah.
Okay. I think
he can't hear, right?
He can't hear. So this is kind of a convoluted story, but Aaron at the gym, my dad goes to personal training at the gym, and his trainer is named Aaron, and his trainer has a band named Pleasantville. And he posted a picture on Instagram of him playing ping pong. And I was like, okay, what is ping pong? And Will Shorts, who is the editor of the New York Times crossword puzzle, what do all those things have in common? Like, you're being so obtuse, And he's like, oh, I mean to be. I was like, okay, well, whatever. And he's like, yeah, there's this table tennis ping pong place in Pleasantville that I didn't know about. It's a huge building. And they have tournaments and lessons and just open play, and you can go play ping pong whenever you want. And it's funny because I had taken Teddy to go visit with
Pleasantville is the town. It's a neighboring town to where I live and where you live.
Yeah.
And I didn't ever
It's
know
just
that
to the
existed
east
either.
of us. Yeah,
Mhm.
on a different train line. But
But it's not all black and white, like the movie.
Oh, Pleasantville? No.
It's in color.
They have a really nice farmer's market. I'd taken Teddy to go play with his brother Clifford, and it was cold outside. So we brought the dogs into Clifford's mom's finished basement, and she had a ping pong table down there. And so we played ping pong, and I forgot how fun it was. It was so fun. So I thought, wouldn't it be fun if I got me and my husband ping pong lessons for Christmas?
Yes.
So I got him ping pong lessons. So I'm pretty excited about that.
That'll be so fun.
Yeah. And I got myself the lemon tree, and I gave my daughter a Satsuma orange tree.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah.
I got my husband, I hadn't bought him anything yet. And so I just saw an ad, maybe on Facebook, for Mountain Gazette. I think that's what it was called. And it's a magazine, a real paper publication, and it only has two. They're not called episodes. What are they called? Issues. 2 issues a year, and they specifically say there's no ads. There's no it's basically just photography, and it's just beautiful photography and mountains and information that you would want if you love mountains. I don't even know if it's like hiking related. They're not trying to sell anything. So I ordered him that, on a whim, but that won't come until spring. So there's a way to order the current issue, but I don't even know when. It won't get here before Christmas. But so that's his main gift. But I was excited. That was very last minute. I'm a very last minute shopper. I don't like shopping.
I have to be inspired. So I really didn't know what to get you. I don't want to just get you just something random.
Well, don't get me rabbit eared or sheep ears.
Sheep ears.
So I always have kind of
wanted them, but not.
Right, but kind of think, oh, that's so silly to wear those ears at Rhinebeck. But they had this one at Maggie's farm, and it had a tiara. And this was the color my hair was then. It was this turquoise blue. So I said, okay, throw that in. I'll buy that too. And the only other thing I purchased was a big basket, just a regular, like a big basket. And I keep it next to my chair now in my room, and I have my current projects in there. That's the only thing. I did not buy any yarn, right? I didn't buy any yarn at Rhinebeck. Ooh.
I did buy yarn from Sawkill Farm. So those were like the places I wanted to go, was to Nash Ellen Tide, or to Starcraft Fibers is the name of the yarn brand. Nash Island Tide is the name of the actual yarn. And so I bought a sweater's quantity worth at Sawkill Farms. And that's actually where Rebecca Clow wanted to go. So I made a beeline. So I know where that booth is, so let's go. And she bought a sweater's quantity, and I thought, she's going to design something with that. So
yeah, can't wait to see what that's going to be.
Yeah, so I'm saving that. And I bought a few more colors of the Nash Island Tide.
Oh, we bought 2 little, for the 2 members who were on Zoom with us, we surprised them and bought them 2 little mitt kits with Nash Island Tide yarn.
Wrist warmers.
And so we sent those to them. They were very excited.
Yeah.
And then that was it. The only other thing we really did before we left was it Amy Palco said Jonna had to have the Brussels sprouts.
Oh, yeah. And so the Brussels sprout people had closed for lunch, or I don't know, a couple hours. And so they were closed. So we had to sit there and wait. But they only take cash, and I had no cash. And Amy,
you have no cash. She has no cash.
I have no cash.
You know that movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's You've Got Mail.
Oh.
when she's trying to hide from Tom Hanks in the grocery store.
Oh.
She has no cash. She has no cash.
Forever.
I watch it all the time.
And so Amy was like, I have cash, and you're going to have Brussels sprouts. So they were delicious. They were gluten-free.
Yes.
I was very happy about that.
Yes, that was cool.
So I felt like I got to eat fair food.
Yeah, that was fun.
I love to go to the gourmet food building. And I'm like, and your husband wanted to go.
And I do not like going to the gourmet
food building.
But I had to go look for them.
Yeah.
Because that's where they were.
Oh, I just went around, and I just really wanted some glog because it was cold, and
Hetta glog.
Hetta glog.
Hetta. It's
Yes.
absolutely delicious.
It's so good.
We bought some last year, and we still haven't had it yet.
So the guy
But they give out little sample cups.
Yeah, little sample cups. So the guy who was pouring the sample cups, I noticed he really wasn't looking up to see if they were like new people. So I went through the line like 5 times. And I drank your sample, and I drank whoever's sample, you know. And then I was like,
so funny.
Oh, now I'm relaxed.
And then you drove
warm.
Amy Palco to New Rochelle.
I know. There were hours in between.
Yes.
So can I just say I was completely fine.
And they were teeny tiny little, like a mouthful, like barely a mouthful.
Maybe a teaspoon in each little cup. So I had maybe 5 teaspoons.
Yeah.
But Saturday evening Saturday. It must have been Saturday evening that we went to a Woolen Affair.
I don't remember.
Anyway, one of those nights.
Oh, I think you're right. Yes. A Woolen Affair was Saturday. Friday evening, we went to the restaurant.
Okay.
Yes.
So we're sitting outside, and Amy is talking about how she's going to get to the airport. And we should tell the story about Jonathan from Jonathan's Days, who we also met, who was lovely. And she's like, oh, yeah, so Mega is going to drive us to Hoboken, which is 2 hours out of her way because she lives in Pennsylvania.
But it's nowhere near where Amy Palco and Rebecca needed to be.
Go. Mm-hmm. And she said, then I'm going to take a ferry? Oh, no, 3 trains. 3 trains to get to, is it Mamaroneck or?
I think it was New Rochelle.
Larchmont.
Larchmont. Okay.
Larchmont.
They're all in the same area.
So she's like, I'm going to take 3 trains to get to Larchmont.
And then Rebecca had to get to JFK Airport.
Yeah. And I was like, no, you're not. I'm like, no.
Because we live a half hour from Larchmont. Yeah. And I can drive to the airport in an hour. I'm not going to. And I get to have Rebecca in my car.
I know. So I was like, there's no way. I said, we all live in Westchester. Yeah. We're all going that way. Yeah. So we can figure this out. And so I ended up driving Amy to Larchmont.
And I ended up driving Rebecca to the airport. She got there just in time. Mm-hmm. And then George's family, his sisters, live like 10 minutes from there. So we said, hey, we're going to be at JFK. Can we pop by for dinner? So we went over there for dinner after. It worked out perfectly.
Yeah. And Larchmont's only about half an hour from my house. And I got to chat with Amy the whole time. Mm-hmm. And we got to talk about kind of like non-knitting stuff. And
afterward, Jonna was like, what did you talk to Rebecca about?
I'm like, she's like, I don't remember. I was like, what do you mean you don't remember? That's ridiculous.
But I asked her a gazillion questions the whole entire trip. Yeah. So she did not get much knitting done in the car because I was grilling her.
She's a brilliant designer.
You know, about like her design, like what her other job is and how she's inspired, what inspires her. Anyway, so it was really fun.
Amazing. How she's just gone from being a relatively new knitter to just coming out with sweater after sweater.
But she only has like 7 designs, right? Or 8?
She can't knit them fast enough.
Yeah, it's amazing. I really want to knit one. In 2024, one of my goals is to knit a Rebecca Clow. Mm-hmm. And I was thinking with the other. Oh, I want to knit with Moondrake yarn. I've never knit with it.
Oh, okay.
A couple things. So, okay, so that's Rhinebeck weekend. Sorry, it's so delayed.
I know.
But we had fun.
Yeah, we did. We had a really good time. And we will definitely do an Airbnb again because that was super convenient.
Yes, really much easier.
Yeah. In episode 23, we wrapped up our petite knit cowl. Well, we didn't wrap it up, but we talked about what we were going to do at the end.
Yes, it will air the first Friday in January. As long as I get it edited in time, it will air. We tried a new microphone setting, so hopefully it's better. And we recorded it just 2 days ago so that we don't have to record over the holidays.
So we talked about our cowl projects, which meant we couldn't really talk about our other FOs. Well, we chose not to talk about our other FOs and our other whips and things because
it would just be too long.
It was too long.
Yeah. So, so we talk about all the petite knit stuff when you see this, the cowl hasn't ended. It will end January 1st.
Right. So
and on January 2nd, we will draw prizes from the hashtag. What is it?
Oh, KNJPK Cal.
Yeah, KANDJPKKAL. So put your projects there. They don't have to be finished projects, by the way. And then we also will draw a prize from the Ravelry thread, just the regular Cal thread, which again, a winner might have an unfinished object. That's totally fine. Mm-hmm. And then we'll also draw a winner from the FO thread. Yeah. So that's 3 winners. And then after we do that, we will eventually choose a date to do our what's it called? A show and tell.
Mm-hmm.
And then it'll be a Zoom, obviously, and then everybody can come on and show us their finished objects or their works in progress.
And we'll
and
have a prize during
we'll probably
that.
have a prize during that as well.
Yeah.
So that's the updates on our Petite Knit Cows. But we talk only about our Petite Knit Cow projects in
Mhm.
episode 23.
Yeah.
Just be
Of
aware.
which there are several.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, and as you've noticed, did we say this yet? We didn't do a Vlogmas this year.
No.
Just too much going on. So if
I
you
don't,
want,
all this December, I kept thinking, how did we even do that?
I know. So if you want to watch it, you can go back and watch last year's Vlogmas
Yeah.
that we did.
It was fun.
We basically did the same things, kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But I did actually a new podcaster. Her name is Amy, and she only has done Vlogmas so far. And her podcast is called Be Do Knit. B, is that a forward slash or a backslash? B slash
forward slash
do. So BEDO knit. We'll put it in the show notes. But I got a tag from her. I had never heard of her, and I don't think, and I got a tag that she had tagged us in one of her videos. So I actually didn't watch that one because you know me, I started at the beginning. That was later in her Vlogmas. And so I just went back and started watching, and she mentioned us, I think even in the first day,
Mm-hmm.
and then she quotes you and your...
Oh, she said sometimes yarn and a pattern don't make a baby.
And she gave you credit for that quote. And so now I'm obsessed. So if you want to watch a new, she said she might start a regular podcast after she does Vlogmas, but she's really sweet. I like how she is in front of the camera, and she has a dog, and she designs as well. So that's amazing because I don't design.
Wow.
But yeah, so go watch Amy of Be Do Knits. Or Knit. Really excited that she's starting that. There's never could be enough, right?
No. I always run out. I'm actually really far behind though.
I'm really behind too. So anyway.
How about Christmas knitting?
Christmas knitting. Did you do any?
No, I did no Christmas knitting. That said, I'm hoping to finish this Anchor jacket for the little girl who lives next door.
Nice.
So I guess that's
right there next door?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yep. So this will be a Christmas gift. I have made Christmas gifts, but they haven't been knitted.
Okay.
But I did message Laura, who is Yarn Samples on Instagram, because she's made the Manhattan hat a few times, and it's a worsted pattern hat that looks.
She highly recommends it.
Yeah, that she highly recommends. And I just can I do this in 2 days? She said absolutely, you can do it in 2 days.
Who's the designer again?
Tori.
Yes. She's from New York City, right?
Yeah, Tori, and I don't know her last name.
Right.
So we have this young man named Joe who works for the Tarrytown Fire Department. I think he is a fireman, or he's an EMT, or both. And he delivers my dad's lunch every day, Monday through Friday, and as part of the senior thing in the village. And he's just delightful. And I just thought, what can I do for him? So I want to knit him a hat. So it probably won't be done in time for Christmas.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So I posted this on Instagram. So I watched Maggie Kuss, and I think that's how you say her name, Kuus. She is Sonder on YouTube.
Sonder.
Yes, and she
not related to Sonder Yarn Company.
No,
but same
she
spelling.
lives in Colorado. She's a doctor. She reads. She's crafty, just generally crafty, and sews and knits, and I just really like her. She's just kind of like Earth Mama, kind of like me. So I watched an episode of hers lately where she made this Maker's lotion bar. So I thought, I want to do that. So I ordered all the stuff, and I just had a really fun time making these lotion bars. So I'm making these for everybody.
And I got one.
Yeah, and they have fractionated coconut oil. The first batch I made with olive oil, which were lovely, but they're a little bit more greasy than the fractionated coconut oil. And I happen to have that on hand, so that worked out well. That I infused with calendula petals, which are marigold petals. And then it has beeswax, cocoa butter, and I bought the deodorized cocoa butter so it doesn't smell too chocolatey. And shea butter, lanolin, the calendula, blue corn flour, and lavender essential oil. And honestly, they're the only things that have helped my hands not to be so dry between the baby and my dad and the dog and whatever else, cooking and cleaning. My hands are usually a disaster. So yeah, so I've had a lot of fun making these.
It's so fun.
Yeah. And the other thing I made this.
They're so
another
cute.
Instagram thing. I made these little mushroom. Oh, are they stuck on here? My grandson painted them today.
Oh, he did? Oh,
yeah.
how fun.
So they are mandarin oranges, those little cuties that you
Mandarin
buy.
orange peels?
Yeah, mandarin orange peels. So I figured out how to work my thumb around the mandarin orange. You cut them, slice them in half hemispherically, and then use my thumb to get the pulp out, and I generally eat it. And then I put these downstairs on a drying rack in my boiler room. We have a radiator, so we have that boiler room is really, really hot down there. And so I dried these oranges, and they're really firm. They will crack, and they're pretty fragile. I don't know, they're firm, but they're delicate. So we painted them red. They made little white spots on them. And I just went out into the backyard and got some sticks. And I hot glue gun the stick that I whitewashed to the inside. And then I need some gold cord to make a little hanging thing. So
it's so cute.
So I made everybody Christmas ornaments.
It's really, really cute.
So that was really fun. I don't know. They're really, really sweet.
It's so fun.
Yeah. So that is my Christmas making.
Nice. And for me, I was not going to do any Christmas knitting at all. I don't like deadline knitting. But then Jonna had gotten me this ornament kit when she was at Hill Country Weavers in March or something. And so because I had just organized my room, I pulled it out and I knitted this adorable little
It's so cute.
ornament.
Did it come with the hanger?
It came with the beaded hanger.
Oh, cute. And
it was supposed to be not knit all in the boucle yarn, but I just thought it was so cute. So I did it, although the make ones were a torturous. And then I embroidered the snowflake on and the little, but they didn't give you a bead. They give you a sequin to put on there, but they don't give you a bead. Normally when you
hold the sequin on.
Right, normally you put the thread through the sequin, put it through a little tiny bead, and then put it back through. They didn't do that. And I've since ordered some because I'm going to make my own hangers now and use scrap yarn to make an ornament for everyone in the family. But I just did a French knot in the middle of the...
That's really, really cute. There's a little snowflake on the front.
So I ordered... I ordered paper clips. I tried to order... I can't find a strong enough branch now. I ordered paper clips to make hangers and beads to go on them, and more sequins and little beads and everything. And anyway, and then I did make a second sweater with some scrap yarn.
That looks like a Harper sweater.
Yeah, Harper or Ruby.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't do the embroidery yet or anything. But
are they knit flat or in the round? Or
in the round. Yeah.
Cute.
And they're super easy. And then I also, Ruby was at my house somewhat recently, and she said, "Can you make a pink hat for my teacher?" So I made this yesterday.
Oh, wow.
Monster Cables beanie. I got the yarn last time I was at Pick Up Every Stitch.
Oh, cute.
And the cute pom-pom, so that's going to be for Ruby's teacher.
Oh, nice.
You know, you can never have enough Monster Cables beanies.
Right.
And then a friend of George and myself, he's about our age, but he had a stroke. And I was messaging him and saying, "Hey, do you need anything?" He's in Queens. He was in a rehab facility. And he said, "You know what I really want? I want a rainbow scarf." And I said, "Really?" So I sent him a bunch of pictures. Does he want it striped across, or does he want it striped the lengthwise? And all the pictures he liked were lengthwise. So I knitted him. I got the yarn at Pick Up Every Stitch just a couple, last 2 weeks ago, and I knitted him this beautiful rainbow scarf.
Beautiful.
And he wanted it to be double, so that he could wrap it twice. And so I found this simple pattern called Stripes by Elizabeth McCartan on Ravelry, and hers was not rainbow. And then it looks beautiful even on the side where you see the purl bumps, and it looks beautiful on the side where you don't see the purl bumps.
Yeah.
And it's John Arbin Knit by Numbers DK, which I love, and it's soft and gorgeous, and I'm going to give it to him tomorrow, Saturday. I'm going to try to run over there and drive it to him before Christmas.
So there's some long rows, huh?
Yes, 384 stitches, I think.
My goodness.
And then,
How sweet.
yeah, he loves, I already sent him pictures. And then I also, my friend Elise, she didn't have time to go get yarn. She finished all her Christmas knitting and then decided she wanted to knit her boyfriend a hat, maybe an Oslo hat. So I said, I have a bunch of this blue Tibetan, Pasquale Tibetan. So why don't I start the hat for you? Because she just went to visit her brother. And then when you get back, you can finish it. So if I finish.
You guys are both tight knitters.
This Oslo hat, this one is for Dane. He's lived with us on and off since he was 18. I call him my son from another mother, and he wants a red hat, aka similar to the Bill Murray hat he wears in some movie, where it's a red stocking hat folded. People, it's like, I guess, famous. The movie made that style of hat famous. So I'm making him an Oslo hat as well. But that's basically it for my Christmas knitting. I wasn't going to have any, and now I have a bit.
Well, speaking of Christmas knitting, do you have a Christmas Day cast on?
Yes. Yeah, I think I just mentioned quickly before. I'm going to cast on the Soho Square, the medium size like you did.
Right.
So I'm really excited about that because I think once I get past the very beginning, I remember you were a little confused. You have to remind me.
I was, and I will. There's no stitch in between the German short rows.
Okay.
It was one of those knit up to directions, and I wasn't sure. So,
right. Yeah. So I'll ask you when I get to it. Yeah. But then once I get past that, then there's only something on the diagonal line edge. Otherwise, it's just simple.
And it's
I can knit it with all my grandchildren.
I-cord on the other end.
Right. Knit it with all my grandchildren in the house. Just garter stitch, garter stitch, garter stitch. That'll be fun.
Well, I want to cast on one of the Darabi.
Are you cold?
I am.
Should I open the door so the heat comes in?
So Teddy's upstairs, so I closed the door. All creatures great and small. They live, I think the village they live in is Darabi.
I don't remember. I haven't watched it in a while.
It's a beautiful, excuse me, it's a beautiful series. It's just eye candy is how I describe it. It's just the landscape is beautiful. The costumes are beautiful.
Yeah, the acting is really good.
Yeah, it's just a sweet story. Very heartwarming. And Summer Lee from Summer Lee Design Co. came out with a Darabi sock set. And there is a pair of socks based on Helen, is one of the characters, based on Helen's sweater. So it's a colorwork sock, but just around in the cuff area. And then it's an all over texture. And I think it's beautiful. And I think it would be a really fun Christmas Day cast on.
That will be.
And between Christmas, I already told you, between Christmas and New Year's, I am doing absolutely nothing.
But we have to schedule a Cable 3 Zoom.
Yeah, we'll do a Cable 3 Zoom, which is
that's
fine,
like doing
because
nothing.
They've become our friends in our
yeah.
knit group, so it's not like we have to prepare anything. But yeah, I'm not gonna get out. I told my husband I'm not gonna get out of my pajamas. I have a stack of books to read. I just want to knit, and I just want to like sit in my bed with the mattress warmer on and do
nothing. I texted her and I said, can I please come one day,
and
at least one day, and do nothing with you? Do nothing meaning knit or read.
I don't know. Can you do that?
I can.
Okay.
Sure, why not?
Okay.
I'm going to make plans to do it.
Okay. Oh gosh, don't write notes to do it though.
Exactly. I won't write notes, I promise.
Okay, thank you.
We already talked about everything.
Did we?
We did. I already talked about my Twice Sheared Sheep advent calendar, which I'll share eventually. Okay. But again, you can check out my my Instagram.
Wow.
And yes, we are affiliates for Twice Sheared Sheep. So if you need, this is going to air hopefully before Christmas. If you need last minute Christmas gifts
for your knitting
friends or for yourself, splurge for yourself, you can go use our affiliate link, which is in the show notes, and order bunches of little goodies. And we vouch for, they're all just amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Today I got these little, I can't remember what they called them, but they're these 4 little, I think they're leather or faux leather, and they have a snap. They're these teeny tiny little things, and they snap. And what you do is, like your interchangeable cables, you measure and you put them, each one says like 16 inch, 20 inch. So in your thing, like whenever I have to find one, I have to pull them out and see which one is what.
I have to pull every single one out.
So you can clip them together in this little thing and hold them together.
Sweet.
I know, it's so cool. So organize your cables. I know.
I haven't opened today.
I just
No, it's fine. I haven't.
Spoiler alert.
I haven't opened the last few days. I forget.
I don't even know if I posted yet. So, oh well,
Yeah.
I'll post later. But yeah, so I think that's it.
Okay, I have to go get warm.
Yeah, but Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Have a great day.
We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.